I finally beat Hytale, sorta. See, there's no real ending right now. No credits, no final boss, just an infinite sandbox. But if you've been around the community, you've probably heard of the Frost Dragon, the mythical beast sleeping up in the frozen mountains. But even though it's unfinished, people treat it like the unofficial endgame. So I decided to hunt it down, but there was a catch. I didn't stop streaming until I did. This turned into an 8-hour shift trying to beat something that technically isn't even finished. You'll first need 100 memories from different mobs, which means earning entry to the Forgotten Temple, exploring constantly, and hunting down rare mobs across the whole damn world. But that's not enough. You can't even build the portal until you upgrade your workbench to tier 2. So you're mining copper, iron, farming linen scrap, and surviving early enemies just to unlock the next step. But then, it gets worse. To craft the Arcanist workbench, you need thorium from the southern desert and essence of the void from corrupted mobs that only spawn at night. So you're biome hopping and waiting for darkness just to progress. But after all of that, you still have to craft the ancient gateway. But even then, you still need the key, which means cobalt and ice essence from the frozen north, which if you don't know what you're doing, that part is brutal. On paper, it doesn't sound insane, but I went into this blindly, which means I made it about 10 times harder than it needed to be. So buckle up, because this 8-hour journey, it almost broke me. This journey started like any other adventure, getting wood and stone to craft a pickaxe, the most fun part of any journey. From there, I pretty much jumped straight into caving to get copper, and right in the middle of all that, my computer started absolutely pissing itself because of the insanely graphically intense game that is Hytale. So that took a minute to figure out. Shout out to my loyal viewer in chat who told me to turn off VSync. Once that was fixed, we were finally able to get that workbench crafted, and honestly, we were already about halfway there. Not long after that, I stumbled across a Quebec village, found this sick helmet.
Quebec helm. Oh, look at that. Yes. Oh, I feel like that man.
And grabbed some essence of life from these carrots. In the process of running into a bear and then immediately running away from it, I made it to the Forgotten Temple, only to run away again to escape the bear.
He is not too fat. He is not too fat.
After that, I decided to play it smarter and base up at the Quebec village, and while I was doing that, one of the Quebecs was just staring me down menacingly. I don't think he was a fan of me taking over his home. Once I finally got a furnace going, I started smelting some copper. Then it was straight back to the mines for some more copper and iron. I ran into this terrorist who started throwing bombs at me and absolutely slaughtered him. Get out of here, you criminal scum. After going a bit too deep trying to speedrun the ores I needed, I caught myself scrambling just to get out of the caves alive. A couple close calls later, I made it back to the surface by the skin of my teeth with everything I needed. After upgrading my bow and daggers from the hall, I was extremely close to unlocking the tier 2 workbench needed for the Arcanist workbench. All I needed was for my copper to finish smelting. In the meantime, I went hunting to gather some more hides so I could make leather and upgrade my gear. And while I was at it, I took the next big step in this journey, taking out the Guardian of the Forgotten Temple to unlock memories and access the portal. Once inside, I want to activate the memory system, where you'll then hear me say,
apparently I need 100 memories too.
If you're not picking up what I'm putting down here, I had absolutely no idea how the memory system worked, and that confusion definitely comes back to bite me later. Not too bad though, luckily. After heading back to base, I finally hit the next major milestone, upgrading the workbench to tier 2. Finally though, nighttime was falling upon us, which meant I was able to start the next part of the journey here, fighting corrupted enemies to collect essence of the void. In the middle of killing some cattle for their hides, I was attacked by my first corrupted enemy. I was able to swiftly take him out though, collecting our first bit of essence of the void. I then came across this next corrupted enemy who was just running around inexplicably while I was shooting arrows into his back. He was more worried about the horses around him than fighting me. Then, as he got weaker, he started running away, and right at the brink of his death, he magically healed all his health and finally decided to fight me. Very interesting enemy. I was able to build up doing the iron golem strat from Minecraft and shot him down with my bow and took him out pretty quickly. With that, he dropped 9 essence of the void and something called a void heart. I won't be using that in this video, but it's very valuable and it's used to make some of the best weaponry in the game. In the process of my nighttime slaughtering though, we got a big Mr. Beast dono for $1 to smash an egg on my head for 5k. Shout out to Mr. Beast for coming into the chat. However, I decided to turn this offer down as easily 5k is not enough for me to smash an egg on my head. Then, moments later, Dream comes into my chat asking me to show some skin. And then after nighttime passed, I was able to gather a decent bit of essence of the void, putting us at a good pace. And with daylight back out, I decided to go hunting again for a bit. Finally, it was time to start venturing and go get cobalt and thorium. So I asked ChatGPT the best method to get cobalt and thorium. However, I forgot to add the in Hytale part. So instead, I got a full lecture on how to obtain cobalt and thorium in the real world, only to then realize my mistake and make me feel like an idiot. After that, I geared up with iron leggings and an iron chest plate and still rocking the sick helmet I found in the Quebec chest. And with that, it was time to start traveling. Now, it's worth noting here that in retrospect, I now realize snow biomes are up north and desert biomes are down south. However, I didn't realize Hytale followed a real life compass like that, so I was essentially aimlessly wandering for a long time trying to find these biomes, which made this whole thing take about 10 times longer. On my adventures out, I came across another Quebec village, and while looking at the trades, I accidentally assassinated one of them by pressing my ult.
I didn't do that! Oh! I
I took him out.
Can we get a rip in the comments, please? While continuing my adventures, night started to fall again, giving me another opportunity to fight corrupted enemies and gain even more essence of the void. I came across this floating eyeball, and bro was absolutely tweaking off that
What is he doing? What is bro doing?
But shortly after killing him and a couple more enemies, I was left with 65 essence of the void, voiding out any more need to fight these guys. You see what I did there? I decided to head back to base for a moment and sleep out the night for safer travels. Then, it was back to the races. Along my adventure, I took a breather to make some more food and finished my iron armor set by adding the gauntlet, officially giving me full iron armor, besides the cool helmet. It stayed. I spotted some snow on the map in the middle of a lake and thought it might hold cobalt, so I swam out to it, only to discover that somehow snow and lava coexist in this biome, and it was extremely dangerous. I think I also saw a crazy frog living it up in the lands of Hytale. Worst of all, there was no cobalt. There was andesite, but I couldn't mine it because my iron pick wasn't good enough. So, after running into a few mobs and realizing my mistake, I quickly got the hell out of there. Finally, after long travels, I made another big step in this journey. I made it to the Frostmark Tundra, the land of the cold, and more importantly, cobalt, and also essence of ice. But it's important to note, I didn't realize I needed essence of ice yet at this point, which comes back to bite me later. Shortly after my arrival, I found this ice cave entrance that I decided to explore, and finally, I found it, my first bit of cobalt.
Cobalt, let's go, yes.
After quickly grabbing 11 cobalt, I left the mines to continue my journey. We had found all the cobalt we needed. After this though, once again, I still hadn't realized that desert biomes were south on the map and ice biomes were up north. So I continued exploring for way too long, wasting an incredible amount of time because I didn't realize yet that I needed to head south or collect essence of ice. While I was wandering, I found some more cobalt on the surface, which of course I grabbed because it serves more of a purpose than just helping me reach the frost dragon. But while I was doing this, a certain type of enemy showed up. Enemies that drop essence of ice. And I didn't realize how important that actually was yet. And looking back, it kind of makes me want to put my head through a table. I literally had such a bad idea of what I needed to do at this point that I continued traveling so far northeast that I hit the abyss of an ocean and then decided to swim through it so far that I eventually hit an invisible wall I couldn't go past.
Oh goodness. You can't be for real right now.
Finally, after returning from my idiocy, I realized something important. I needed to go back to the Temple of Forgotten Memories to deposit memories because there's a cap of 48 that you can hold at a time.
All right, well that's something. That's a lesson learned. I'm gonna have to go way back. Oh, all right. Well,
so with that discovery, I headed back toward what I thought was the Forgotten Temple I came from, only to realize later this was actually a completely different Forgotten Temple. But it worked for now, and I was able to deposit my first 48 memories and continue gathering more. After this, my next goal was simple: get thorium, which I still didn't fully understand how to do. As I continued my adventure, I started learning this technique you can do with your weapons, especially daggers, that lets you charge your attacks and move around the map faster. This quickly became a crutch for traveling quicker. However, as you'll see later in this video, this discovery was both a blessing and a curse. While continuing my journey to find quote-unquote thorium, I came across a small village and I was able to fight some enemies and collect more essence of ice, still not realizing how absolutely crucial this was. If only I knew what I know now. On another note, I found penguins.
oh, it's penguins. Look at the penguins. What's up, my guy? Waddle, waddle, and then he waddled away. Oh, they go in the water.
After continuing to aimlessly wander without really knowing what I was doing, I ended up back at the same biome I found earlier. It had sand, so my hopes were high that maybe thorium would be here. After exploring and finding a village, I still couldn't find any thorium. What I did find though was a burnt skeleton alchemist, and this thing dealt an absolutely insane amount of damage. Within what felt like seconds, I was completely wiped out and killed, losing a ton of loot. At the time, I was worried about the 12 cobalt I lost, but thankfully, I still had enough. What I didn't realize yet though was that I had lost 6 essence of ice, which would have helped me a lot. After respawning, I came all the way back to my original base, and I decided it would be best to drop off my valuables here just in case I died again, which will turn out to be a good call. At this point, I'll be honest, I was losing hope.
Oh my goodness, man. Getting the thorium is like just been nothing but pain and suffering trying to get this.
I didn't know if I could actually pull this off anymore. After dying and all the struggles I'd been facing, this journey felt like it might just be out of reach. But nevertheless, I decided to keep pushing forward. At this point though, I decided to make a decision that completely changed the trajectory of everything. I finally looked up a tutorial on getting thorium, which I definitely should have done much earlier, but this tutorial made a lot click. And most importantly, it taught me that snowy biomes are up north and desert biomes, well, desert biomes are down south. And with that discovery, it was off to the races, heading south to find my first desert biome. Shortly after, I did it. I found my first desert biome. And when I say shortly, I mean shortly, like literally minutes, which understandably made me ready to crash out considering how much time I had wasted earlier.
Oh my goodness. Yo, All I had to do this whole time was go south.
But more than anything, I was relieved because this was the next big step in this journey. And with that, thorium was only a matter of time. While exploring, I found my first village in the desert biome where, unfortunately, I killed a civilian thinking it was an enemy.
Civilian, bro, and I killed him.
Can we get another rip in the comments, please? Right after that, I found these really dope daggers in a chest, and these things go hard, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. But then shortly after that, we made a massive discovery. We found our first thorium ore.
Thorium ore, yes! Yes! Oh my goodness.
After finishing looting the village, I walked away with a total of 3 thorium. Not long after, I found another forgotten temple, this time in the desert, and decided to pivot to deposit some more memories. While I was there, I checked the chest downstairs, and inside, I found 4 more thorium ore and 2 thorium ingots, putting us at 9 out of the 20 needed. After that, I walked into the portal to finish depositing my memories, and when I was done, I was sitting at 93 memories, which meant we were officially only 7 away from hitting 100. At this point, it was inevitable. On my way out, I checked upstairs just in case there was another chest, and boom, 2 more thorium ore, putting us at 11 out of the 20 needed. However, there was one problem. I thought I only needed 10 thorium, and I still didn't realize I needed essence of ice, and I thought once I collected those last 7 memories, that was the end of this journey. However, we still have a little ways to go before this journey was over, and I was in for a rude awakening. Along my travels through the desert, I ran into these absolute pests right here, these little flying menaces spitting poison, and I very quickly learned they were not fun to fight.
Oh no! Stop, 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 stop. Stop, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm cooked. I'm so dead. No! No, what did I lose? What did I lose? No! No, 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 no. Okay, I gotta go. Where am I at?
Yeah, so I ended up dying, unfortunately. Luckily, I knew exactly where I was and was able to make my way back to pick my stuff up. But there was one issue. For whatever reason, some of my thorium was just gone. I went from having 11 down to 7. I'm still not sure what happened. Maybe it's just a bug in the current version of the game. Before my thorium just disappeared. Thankfully, I was able to recover pretty quickly, found more thorium, and ended up with even more than I had originally. At this point, I also had over 100 memories. So I started heading back to store them and do what I thought was going to be the end of this journey. But like I said earlier, we'll see how that plays out. Once I made it back to base, I immediately started smelting the thorium, then headed back to the Forgotten Temple to submit the final memories I needed. With the full 100 memories, I unlocked the Arcanist Workbench. And after this long journey, I was finally able to craft it. But after placing it down and seeing what was required, that's when I made the gut-wrenching discovery. I still needed 30 Essence of Ice.
30 Essence of Ice! No! No!
So, with that realization, it was back up north to hunt for Essence of Ice. After my long travels, I got lucky right away by entering the ice biomes and immediately finding skeletons that dropped Essence of Ice. As I continued traveling, I came across this weird ring of towers, reminiscent of the Minecraft End Dragon fight, except it was clearly not fully developed yet, but it was packed with ice enemies. So, my goal was simple: slaughter everything and collect Essence of Ice. There was just one problem. They weren't dropping any. After a near-death experience, I decided to bail and look for other areas where mobs might actually drop what I needed. While traveling across the mountains, I suddenly ran into a freaking Yeti, bro.
That's what I just came across of all things?
At first, it actually scared me, but honestly, he wasn't that strong. I took him out pretty quickly and took literally no damage. I thought for sure he'd drop a ton of Essence of Ice, but nope, 3. Not exactly worth writing home about. So with that, it was time to keep moving. Shortly after this, I was asked if this game has keep inventory.
Does this game have keep inventory?
Well, let's find out about that, shall we?
What, I'm just 6 out. Dude, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna literally just, I think I'm just, wow, okay. Well, sick.
Yeah, so that happened. That one honestly hurt the soul, but all I could do was get back to journeying and go grab my stuff. After getting my stuff back, for some reason, I thought it'd be a bright idea to travel back to the little ring thingy to see if I could find mobs that drop Essence of Ice. Here's how that went.
Oh my goodness, no, okay. Why? Why?
Yup, after just getting my stuff back, I immediately died again. So once again, I headed back to the ice biomes to recover my stuff. And along the way, I found some more skeletons that dropped Essence of Ice, letting me grab another 8. Then shortly after, I found some of these little snail guys that also drop it. That left me sitting at 10 Essence of Ice. Not long after that, I made it back to the rings, only to realize, heartbreakingly, that I didn't make it in time. My stuff had despawned. And just to add salt to the wound...
Oh my goodness! Don't die, please! No! Oh, oh my goodness.
That's right. While running away using the fast travel method, I jumped too high and literally fell to my death. At this point, I officially gave up on grabbing my stuff. It was only 5 Essence of Ice, and honestly, it wasn't worth it anymore. I had died one too many times in that area, and it was time to accept that I needed to move on and find somewhere else more lucrative. So I made a pit stop back at base to drop off resources, make repairs, grab food, and actually prepare properly this time. And while doing that, I realized something else. I still needed more thorium for the ancient gateway itself. Honestly though, that part wasn't stressing me out. Compared to everything else, that was going to be the easy part. But with that, I knew it was time to set off again and find the remaining Essence of Ice. After traveling for a while, I finally made it to a new ice biome. And the moment I entered, I found it. A village filled with mobs that drop exactly what I had been searching for all along. Problem was, there was a lot of them. This wasn't going to be an in and out grab. This was going to be a real fight. And honestly, that's exactly what I needed. When I walked out of there, I had 10 Essence of Ice on me and 11 back at base, meaning I only needed 9 more to finish one of the hardest parts of this journey. And luckily, close by, there was another village. And if this one was anything like the last one, if I walked out alive, we'd be done.
Oh no, it's like a magic pool. Okay, I got my ultimate. Wait, I'm pretty sure I left ice down here, yeah. How much is that? 17? Oh, 2 more. 2 more. It's this dude over here. I just need to kill him. Where he at? Bro, I know I seen Bull earlier. Stop playing with me, bro. Where he at? There he is. Oh, my ultimate's gone. That sucks. What up? There we go. Come on. 2 essence. Let's go! Let's go! 19. It's been done. Now I just have to make it back to base. Oh, there's another bull. Might as well take him out. Get out of here. 21 Essence of Ice. Overkill. We got more than we need.
That's right. With that, we had officially done it. Over 30 Essence of Ice between what I was carrying and what was back at base. All that was left now was a quick thorium run.
Oh my goodness! No!
Yep, you saw that right. On the way back, using fast travel again, and being impatient, I accidentally launched myself off a cliff and into the abyss, dropping the Essence of Ice I needed to finish this journey. And that honestly about sums up this video. Luckily, I knew exactly where I was, so now the only worry was making it back in time before my stuff despawned, and thankfully, I made it back. This time, I was going to be much more careful getting back to base, right?
Goodness, why? Oh my goodness! Oh, well, I might die. I might die. I might die. Oh my goodness. Heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me. Just give me another one. Woo.
Nah, yeah, I'm messing with you. I made it back fine this time. Once I got back to base, I immediately started crafting the key to the gateway. With the key in hand, all that was left was grabbing the final 8 thorium needed for the ancient gateway. So back to the desert I went. All I had to do was get the thorium.
I might die. I might die. I might die. I might die.
Well, that should have been expected at this point. But I made the run back again, and this time, I wasn't letting these flying buggers get in the way. Revenge was swift. Soon after, I found my first piece of thorium, leaving just 7 more to go. Not long after, I ran into one of these skeleton desert thingies. I genuinely don't know what they're called, and I got absolutely jumped. I managed to flee, regroup, and take them all down, only to find a chest. And inside that chest, nothing. Yep, I raided the whole thing for absolutely nothing, and immediately skedaddled out of there. Luckily, nearby, there was another small village, and while looting it, I found this.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that's literally it right there.
After a long, and I mean long, journey, we had done it. Everything we needed. Now, all that was left was making it back to base safely. And this time, I was not going to mess this up. And finally, I made it back to base. All that was left was smelting the remaining thorium. While that was cooking, I ran over to deposit some more memories for the heck of it. And by the time I got back, the thorium was done smelting. Meaning there was only one thing left to do.
Oh my goodness. I have the items I need right here to freaking get stupid ice dragon. My game just froze. Okay. Imagine.
And with that, the portal was open. Once I stepped through, this journey would finally pay off. We were going to see the frost dragon.
This is the moment. This is the moment. Oh, he just went in. He went in there. Buddy, where'd you go? All right, I'm coming behind you.
Now, in the video I saw before, the guy had a marker on the map showing where the dragon's nest was. Apparently, that's just gone now, which didn't help my anxiety at all. And to make things worse, there was a 7-minute timer in this dimension, meaning I had to find it fast, or everything I worked for was going to go down the drain. So I started moving. I knew from everything I'd seen and heard that it would be in the mountains, and I spotted something on the map that looked promising, so I bolted.
It's gotta be up here. It's gotta be. 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 Oh, there's mobs around it.
And boys, there it is, the frost dragon, live in the flesh.
Frost dragon, bro. Yes. Get out of here. Oh my goodness. Look it up. We've made it. Holy bro. What a monument. How do I see the front of myself? Look at this. Hold up. I've got to hold on. Take off the helmet. Take off the helmet. Oh. Ow. Ow. Hold up. Okay. No. What is that void over there? Look. Oh my goodness. Hold up. I'm right next to it. It's like a photo shoot.
Wow. That was a journey. After everything, all the ups, all the downs, a journey complete. And with that, I let the clock hit 0. I was sent back to the overworld and the portal was gone. But the memory of the frost dragon, that stuck with me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, you were genuinely awesome. I really appreciate you. If you haven't already, do me a favor, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. At the time of this recording, we are on the brink of 800 subscribers and closing in on 1K. And most of that growth has happened in just this last month alone. So seriously, thank you guys so much for that. This video took a lot of time to script and edit, but I'm really glad I was able to get it done and share it with you. I'll be live again soon with another event, so make sure you turn on post notifications so you don't miss it. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. God bless.